Welcome back once again. The High School Sports Page brought to you by the Burns Insurance Group with locations in Mount Juliet, Nashville, and Franklin. We're going to take a look at polls now. Reverting back to football for just a moment. A statewide 6A poll. Very few changes here. Number 1, Maryville. Number 2, Oakland. Number 3, Cordova. And number 4, Whitehaven. All winners this past week, but my previous number 5, Smyrna, dropped a game to Blackman 28-14. As a result, the Blaze takes their place in my top 5 poll.
In Mid-State, Murphy, I've got Oakland, Blackman, and Ravenwood remaining at the top 3 spots. They all had convincing wins, and in spite of a tough 28-14 loss to Blackman, Smyrna's Bulldogs stay at number 4, and Mount Juliet moves into the 5th spot following a big 24-21 win over Overton. And that's, by the way, the Golden Bears' 4th consecutive win. Overton falls out with that loss, their 2nd in a row.
Starting to catch fire after a slow start. In 5A, a little more change in my 5A list. Independence and Farragut continue to hold down number 1 and number 2 slots, but Oak Ridge replaces Shelbyville at number 3. Morristown West moves up to 4, and Ottawa is my new number 5. Shelbyville, number 3, last week fell from my list after a 34-7 loss to Lincoln County.
In the Mid-State, I've still got Independence at the top after shutting out Stewart's Creek. Hendersonville moves back into the number 2 position after a 31-0 shutout over Station Camp. Centennial's Cougars in the poll now at number 3 following a big win over Clarksville. By the way, that's the 5th straight for the Cougars. And Beach stays at number 4 after thrashing Gallatin 45-7. And look at here, Henry County replacing Clarksville at number 5 after rolling over Rossview. By the way, the Patriots have now won 6 in a row, last 5 of which were shutouts.
They're only lost to 4A Liberty, 3A right. Liberty, that has not been beaten yet over in Jackson. Eva, we talked in the hallway up just a few minutes ago before we went on the air about how long has the planning stage of this been going on? It's not, you don't just get up on a Tuesday and say, let's have a tournament on Thursday. How did the seed get planted, and how long ago was that seed planted?
The seed was planted about 3 years ago. I went to a classic in Myrtle Beach called the Beach Ball Classic, very famous classic. You've had people like Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, Kevin Garnett play in that classic. It is one of the best classics in the country. It's a Christmas classic. And one of the things they do is they have a scholarship fund. And that's where the seed was planted, and I felt like we could do that same thing here in Nashville. So I brought the idea back to Nashville and started working on it almost immediately. Got a friend of mine, Jack Cate, he's a stockbroker at Wells Fargo, got him involved. Went to the Sports Council and talked to the Sports Council about it, and we both determined that it would be something that I could pursue on my own, and then got Richard involved, and it's been smooth sailing ever since. We've been working tirelessly for about 3 years, and 2016 we will launch the first Music City Classic.
A lot of people don't know basketball's in your blood. I know there's a lot of people watching who do know that, but you played locally at Father Ryan.
Did.
Started your college career at Vanderbilt, and wound up as a Lady Raider at MTSU.
I did one of the greatest transitions, no disrespect to Vanderbilt, but had a really, really special time at MTSU, made some special friends, and had 2 great victories over Vanderbilt while I was at MTSU.
just had to mention that, didn't you?
But yeah, I did. I had a stellar career at both universities, but our senior year at MTSU, we ended up ranked 29th in the country, had a 25-5 record, and made it the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament. So.
But you only played half court, you said, right?
Actually, in high school, sure did. I sure did. We were the last team to play 3-on-3, thanks to Pat Head Summit. She pretty much put down a mandate that she would recruit no other Tennessee players until they went full court. And my
Took care of that.
Yeah, my year, 1979, was the last year that we played 3-on-3.
Remember it well. Eva and Richard, you can chime on this too. We understand that ESPN's top-rated junior in America, he's a player from Pace Academy in Atlanta, will be in the tournament. And with that said, tell us about some of the top players you might know about that we can expect to see, and no doubt a lot of college coaches here to watch them as well.
I'll start out with, because that's one of my favorite players, Wendell Carter from Pace. He's a 6'10" forward, and everybody's after him, namely Duke, Georgia, Texas A&M, Auburn. And the most exciting news for the state of Tennessee, since this is occurring in Tennessee, is that we've got several Tennessee colleges that are recruiting at least 3 of the Hamilton Heights players. We've got Tennessee, Vanderbilt, and or Memphis looking at Silas Adeke. We've got Abdul Hakim Adu. Memphis is looking at him, Tennessee and Vanderbilt. He's the ESPN number 20 ranked player in the country. And we have Ezekiel Balogun. Tennessee and Vandy are looking at him. Mount Zion has 2 players that UT is looking at, Ira Bennett and Raekwon Long. They've already signed IMG's Romello White.
Richard, I understand that the format, I think, if I've got this right, calls for a half a dozen games or so each day. And with this only being a 3-day event, obviously everybody's not going to play everybody.
That's correct. It's more so of a showcase event, not the typical normal tournament bracket style. We've got split up into 2 sessions, so an afternoon session and an evening session. The afternoon session on Saturday and Sunday is going to begin at 12 p.m., and then the morning session actually on Sunday is going to begin at 9 a.m. We're kind of trying to do things a little bit different, and our actual 3 goals are going to be to provide 24 scholarships to these inner city youth. We're also trying to achieve a higher success rate for students remaining in college until degree attainment. Educate with the goal of reducing the involvement of young people in violence-related activities. And ultimately, we will be able to monitor the progress of students from freshman year to senior year in college.
That's an awesome set of goals to set, but one that is attainable, I think, and one that is very much needed. It's really alarming to turn on the morning news here on Channel 5. 4 out of 5 mornings, it seems like there's been a shooting in Nashville the night before. And I can remember thinking when we would see that in D.C., when we would see that in Detroit and Chicago, or even Memphis, thinking that's not ever going to happen to Nashville. But unfortunately, it has.
Oh yeah, it's right here, and that's pretty much epidemic right now in athletics, you know what I mean, in sports alone too. That's what we're kind of catering to, the domestic violence. We're having people come in and speak about domestic violence. We're having people coming in and speaking to them about sexual harassment, these things that shouldn't be going on in athletics.
Eva, how can people find out more about the Music City Classic? I understand you have a website.
We do.
Is that right?
It's www.musiccityclassic.net. Additionally, one of the things we're doing is we're selling tickets exclusively on that website. And our tickets go on sale starting October 15th. We're encouraging people to purchase early because we only have a limited amount of seating in Montgomery Bell Academy. So we're hoping to pack the house and raise enough funds so that we can get these scholarships underway and get to changing lives.
How else are you raising awareness about the event? Is your promotional activity just related to the Nashville area, or with the other teams involved in those areas? It's probably important that they are able to get some exposure where they are before they come.
Absolutely. One of the things we're doing is we've partnered with The Rock. The Rock has actually designed our basketball. It's going to be an incredible looking basketball. And we're going to have, of course, souvenir basketballs, and you can actually go on the website to purchase some of the basketballs. Probably mid-November, late November, we'll have those. And so they're going to be doing a lot of national publications or publicity for the event. We've got other vendors that are also doing the same thing. We'll have a billboard running soon, probably starting Thanksgiving holidays and over Christmas, just to keep people aware of the fact that we're going to be here 16th, 17th, 18th. We'd love to see you. We got a lot of kids to educate, a lot of kids to house, and would love to see you in the arena.
An incredibly worthwhile cause. Going to be some of the best high school basketball the Mid-State has seen in a long, long time. And the Music City Classic, it's musiccityclassic.net. You can find out everything about the teams, the players, what it's all about. Check out the website, and hopefully we'll see you at the ball game. Thanks to both of you all for coming here this evening.
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it. Glad to.
We're on the high school sports page. Coach Charles Rathbone of Page High School, our next guest. Stick around. We'll be back with more right after this. We're watching highlights, too, of the Clarksville Centennial game as we go out to the break.